legs are in it. I don't know my legs in this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is as far as I can go. Alright, we are doing a race recap from the Mason-Dixon GNCC this past weekend. So yeah, let's just get right into it, I guess. A lot to unfold. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 6th in WXC this weekend. Probably the worst 6th I'll ever take. I didn't get the best start, but then kind of found myself up there a little bit. I think I was right behind Shelby. And then one of the Yamaha girls came up and I was riding with her, and then she ended up falling. So I got back around her. I think I was 5th at that point. Yep, I was 5th. And then we kind of got into like the first bike only section around the 5 or 4.5, and she had caught back up to me and we were riding together, and I think we rode together until about the 10, and then I crashed going into a corner. Actually, I didn't crash. I spun around. Pretty much just came in too hot, locked up the rear brakes, and just did a 360, which happens. Oh, that happened a lot this weekend. Just being so slick, the track was just, I mean, it was like butter for us. Honestly, it kind of sucked. I thought it was kind of the worst track this year, besides like Georgia, Florida.
Florida's awesome.
No. So I don't know. It was just kind of hard to pass all day, and honestly, I was just kind of felt like I got alone out there and wasn't in a battle, and I don't know, I just had like the most boring race I've had this year. And I think it was 2 laps to go, I passed for 6th, and yeah, that's it. I mean, really nothing happened. Like nothing. I mean, just, it was, like I said, the most boringest race. I gassed. That was exciting, I guess. You could probably count how many F-bombs I said. I was just so, like, upset with how I was riding because I didn't know how to push. And when I would just fall, so it would make me ride timid. Like, you just didn't know where to push and where you couldn't, and it was just kind of a crap race for me. I mean, 6th is, like, normally I'd be like, oh, like, I fought all day for 6th place. Like, it was great. Nope, that didn't happen this weekend. So I'm happy with 6th. I'm climbing my way back up into, I think I'm 6th overall in points right now. I wish I was 5th going into snowshoe because top 5 gets on the front line, but that's alright. I'll be starting 2nd row, and I'm excited for snowshoe, but we've got 2 more in between snowshoes, so we're racing every weekend. And I got Georgia NEPG this weekend, and then we have a regional for Loretta's in Indiana, and then snowshoe, and then another NEPG, and then I think we take a break for a little bit, but
maybe,
possibly not. I don't know. I haven't looked at the local series yet, so I don't know. Awkward weekend. I mean, I biked the track 3 times just because we were kind of bored. Watched Pro Moto and had a lot of fun. Saw my mom. Saw my dogs. Cried when it was raining Sunday morning. But yeah, not much else that happened. Nothing crazy.
Sorry. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw Taylor on the track.
Yeah, so we'll start from the beginning. This was my first time back on the bike since the National Enduro in Arkansas. Dr. Tanner's been working with me to come up with options to make my hand, wrist, thumb, whatever you want to call it, situation better. It's gotten to the point where it's been really hard to ride and even enjoy riding because it just hurts so bad and I can't ride how I want to. So I'm basically holding myself back and having zero fun, which has not been very good kind of thing, especially whenever I'm like not ready to just like give it up and say this is where I'm gonna be, because I know that's not where I belong kind of thing. So anyway, I had a really good start. The Sherco, I started really good, kind of interesting, best start of the year. I was to the first corner third, and then by the woods I ended up being second, which was great. I hung with the top pack for a little bit, and then I dropped back to third, and then I battled with fourth for a minute, and then towards the end of the first lap my hand started kind of bothering me a little bit. I think I know what kind of made it like not last as long as what it should have. I remember there was like a road and like you go across it and then it had like a dip thing and then a little incline. Yeah, for some reason I thought
you didn't make it far after or right before that. That's where you.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even know where I crashed, but
yeah,
this was first lap, so I thought I could jump it and land in a comfortable position, but anyway, I thought I was going to snap my ankle and my wrist in it, like the way that felt, but I didn't wreck, I saved it, but I think that's kind of what made my like hand by the end of the first lap just start bothering me. So I started making more mistakes when that happens because it puts me in a different body position trying to figure out how to hold on. It's really weird, but like I felt like I learned a lot about, like this is the first time I've used my clutch since December. Like that's how bad it is, and so like I was able to see the difference of like how I should be riding versus like how I am having to ride all within the first lap. And so it was kind of like it got my brain rotating to see like if there's other things I can do to try to make it better. But we also, after talking to Dr. Tanner, we don't think it's fully like kicked in yet, so maybe by snowshoe is what we're thinking. But anyway, that's all I remember from like the first lap. Second lap, I don't remember, and it's because on my third lap, I wrecked pretty hard. I don't know how. I don't know what happened. I just remember getting drug out of the trail and getting asked if I could be okay by myself, and shook my head yes because I couldn't like get my words out. It was really weird. Like I kept getting asked questions, but like my mouth wouldn't like speak. And I don't know how long I was there. I mean, long enough for the WXC class to lap me laying on the ground. I wasn't moving, but I don't think I would have got lapped this race. The first lap I was like in the top 70 overall from what I was told, so that's probably one of my better first laps like this year for sure. And then, so anyway, it was, as I was sitting there, I was getting super dizzy watching the bikes. Like, I can't even explain it, but Preston yelled if I was okay, and I couldn't yell anything back, but she wouldn't have heard me anyway. She found a group of guys to come get me, and they came running. They brought apple juice, which I still don't understand. And if you are one of the 3 guys that had the apple juice, it did taste good, so thank you. And I do appreciate all the help that you guys did as far as getting a course worker, getting my bike to my van, making sure I was okay, getting all my stuff taken care of. Like, I really do appreciate it a lot. And if you're watching this, shoot us a message and I'll send you some apparel. Like, I can't even describe, like, I don't know if I was just like rattled really bad or what. Like, I definitely have a concussion kind of thing, but I don't know. I've never felt the way I felt there, and I've had concussions before. This one was just a little bit different. And so anyway, I appreciate all the help on that, and then I appreciate Dr. Tanner. I feel like I have to see him every race for something, which, repeat customer. Glad he's there. If you guys got extra money to donate, support him, keep him coming. Like, he saves a lot of people at the track as far as like getting back on the bike quicker by reducing a fracture if they need it kind of thing. Because like even with my wrist and stuff, the bone was dislocated for 3 weeks, and if it wouldn't have been dislocated and I would have went to him at the track, he truly believes I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now. So, like, let's just keep him coming. And then I didn't really realize how bad I was as far as, like, I thought I was going to try to drive, but Steve Levan was not having that, which is good because I really don't think I would have been very safe. So Preston drove me. It was kind of scary at first. We survived. We had a good time.
I didn't know if she could. I didn't want her to really fall asleep, so I made it interesting. And
Yeah.
I don't know if my driving was better, but
We survived.
we survived. Yeah.
Yeah. And she drove
We
till-
honked a lot at Steve.
Yeah.
And I got the bird from him.
Yep. She played with him quite a bit. It's probably the highlight of the race for her race day. But
Yeah, it was.
we ate Mexican, which I never stopped to eat like that on the way home, so that was a nice treat. Pretended it was somebody's birthday. Nobody took the shot.
Yeah.
That
I
was sad.
told the waitress if he could. I was gonna do it to Steve, but then he read my text wrong and he ended up doing it to Jordan. So either way, I was fine. It was hilarious. So
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then, so about 10 o'clock, Preston was ready for a nap. So Steve's took over driving me, and I stayed awake for a few hours with him. I don't really know what we talked about, but I know there was, when you're with Steve, he just talks. So there was something, I'm sure. And then I finally felt like I needed to like just sleep because my head was pounding. So I did, and then at some point, I guess we stopped at Walmart. I didn't even know where we were until like I heard Steve saying, I guess Jordan decided he was done. And then I look at my phone and I had a text from Lucas saying that they were going to pull over soon, and it was like 30 minutes ago. So anyway, we stopped to sleep. I had some wild dreams, like scary dreams. I never like have dreams like this, but I thought I got kidnapped. I thought somebody was holding a gun on me. I thought my van was flipping. Like, it was very scary. It got to the point where I just laid awake because I was scared to go back to sleep. And then we finished the drive home, made it back. Still feeling a little rough, but much better than like Sunday for sure. I don't know what place I got. I didn't even know what lap that happened on until we looked at the results. And then what Steve thinks that happened, because he talked to enough people that like see me where I was, it was like this little off-cambered, like kind of a dip kind of thing, and it goes back up, but it was off-cambered. He thinks, which it would make sense because I was on the right side of the trail, he thinks I took the right line and it had like an outie instead of like a notch, like a hole, I guess. It had a big out bump kind of thing, and he thinks that I hit that, and when my forks came back up, it just like slid out, and I guess ate crap with my head. I don't know. I snapped off my handguard. I've never done that, like the Enduro Engineering metal ones that go to your master cylinders. I snapped that right off. So I don't know. It happens. I should be ready for snowshoe. I'm hopefully gonna try to ride before then. Get some rock practice in. If not, I hope it rains a lot. Like, I hope it's flooded. Makes it better there.
keeps the rocks washed off.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. And then, like, I feel like you can't even see half the rocks, so you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
At least for me. I like to psych myself out, like knowing I can make it, but then I'm staring at the rocks for no good reason. But anywho, my race was eventful, Preston's was boring. We're gonna try to do better next time.
Yeah, when I saw Taylor, I think it was the third lap. I can't remember.
It would have been your fourth because you were lapping me, I would think.
We only did 4 laps.
Yeah.
No, we did. It was my 3rd lap because I passed you and I did 1 more lap, and I looked over to make sure that you were gone, and you were gone.
Okay.
So my 3rd lap, I didn't realize it was her because like there was another guy with his bike right there, and so like I double looked and I just saw her at the end and yelled, and then I got no response, and I thought it was her hand, the way that she was sitting. So I went around the corner, and there was like 3 or 4 guys right there, and I just yelled, "Hey, there's a girl hurt back there," and I kind of like didn't take off, or like I kind of waited till like they started running type thing, because I was gonna just tell somebody else, but I saw them running, so I was like, okay. And then she wasn't there the next lap, so I was like, okay, they got her off at least. And then when I was almost back to the camper, I see just a quad and her bike, and I'm like, they don't know where she's parked, because Steve parked on the complete other side of us. So yeah, I brought the bike back over there, talked to Steve, because he didn't even see you.
Yeah, and he almost ate shit right there, because he was trying to get around somebody. I heard him yelling, and then like he took that same line that he thinks I took, and like he almost slid out. I was kind of scared, because I was sitting there, but like I couldn't move. It was like, I'm not hurt, like I'm a little bruised in a couple spots, but like I'm physically fine other than my head. And so like they were trying to get me up, and they had to like hold me and walk me. Like it's like I wasn't even inside my body, like my brain wasn't communicating very well, but like it was thinking, and like all these questions I keep getting asked, like I had answers, but I just couldn't get them out. And another thing, when those guys walked up, they said, "Preston Rains sent us," and I said, "Great, she writes for the shop." I don't know.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was racing, so I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to really. I can't stop unless you're dying. Like,
right? If you would have stopped, I probably
would have for a second and like got a response from you, but I just missed you.
Yeah.
Because I normally, like, if somebody's like hurt that I know, I at least wait. Like, I try to hear a response, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear anything, and I'm like, well, I'm not turning around. I can't really.
Let's go backwards.
I can't really do that.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, and like if you would have, yeah, I would have yelled at you, maybe not in the moment, but maybe on the way home whenever I came more to.
Yeah.
Like I don't expect you to stop unless you see me absolutely eat shit and I'm knocked out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and like the first 2 people, I don't know if they ever went to get help or what happened. Like they did get me out of the trail though, so I do appreciate that. And I feel like I had to have been there for a very, very long time, because my lap times really weren't that bad up until that point, and I didn't hit the ground before that, so, and I wasn't really going that much slower, like, slower than what my first lap was, yes, but not by, like, 10 minutes. It's more of a couple minutes, but a couple minutes make a difference, like a big freaking difference whenever you're racing with, like, people in your class. But anyway, I don't know what I was going to say.
Oh, I mean, this was eventful. Sunday morning, as it was raining, I wanted to go bike the first mile while the youth were racing, and the first downhill that I came to, I ate it and slid on my butt the whole way down.
See, you need to get up earlier. I know weekends are your time to sleep in, but I got up before the youth race and before the rain and biked the first.
Yeah, but you didn't know how slick it was. Because I knew it wasn't. I knew what it was before.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I knew it was going to be slick.
I mean, I knew it was going to be slick, but I was like, surely I can e-bike down this. No.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty close to Ohio, so my brain tells me it's just going to be like Ohio whenever it thinks about having moisture in it.
That was not my cup of tea that day.
No. And by the way, I did get this from Dr. Tanner. He says most of the injuries he sees is from e-bikes.
I wouldn't doubt that because of how fast we're going on them too.
Yeah, I don't go fast.
Okay. Well,
but, yeah.
I feel like sometimes I get a little sketchy and I'm like, ooh, that was a good thing I didn't fall or I would have probably gotten hurt kind of thing.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Fun fact of the day. Be careful.
So, are you taking this weekend off?
Yeah, I'm for sure taking this weekend off. I was going to go to the National Enduro, but I don't think I should, and I know there's a lot of people that keep tabs on me that would be quite angry if I showed up and tried to race, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be smart, going to try to recover, going to do what Dr. Tanner said, just like if I start getting concussion symptoms, stop what I'm doing, and then try again the next day, ease back into working out, training, and go from there. But I do think, like this, I know every concussion's different, but this one definitely feels less minor than the last one I had, so I feel like it'll be a pretty quick recovery, I hope. The last one, I think, like, I was riding and I probably shouldn't have been, but it felt like 2 months before I felt normal. I feel halfway there. Like, I just have really bad headaches and I'm really drained, and if I get asked a
It's also
question...
because she's not eating today, so I did find that out earlier. So she's...
Yeah.
Did you finish that bar?
No, I'm still halfway through.
So she's got about 150 calories in her right now.
Yeah. And that's probably part of it too. It doesn't feel like a food headache though. But anyway, whenever I got asked a really complicated question by Preston earlier, I couldn't even think about it.
Which one?
The messed up parts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That made my brain really hurt. All the other ones were pretty, like, wasn't bad at all.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a positive sign, because last time I messed up so many things, like people's names, and I sent a package under the name Bad Bounty. It wasn't his name, by the way. Yeah, I wrote down Bad Bounty on my note, and I had no way of, like, knowing. I had all the parts, so I thought, well, I guess I'll just ship it and write him a note saying I hit my head and I was sorry. I knew that wasn't a real name, but that's how I read it and wrote it. Bad Bounty. So anyway, we laugh about that every time he calls. Because his name's stuck in my head now. And then, like, I would set food down and forget where I put it for hours. And I would look for hours for my food, couldn't find it. And just, like, things like that constantly. And part numbers, like, I struggled, like, getting my numbers straight and whatnot, but I'm not really struggling with that this time. So that's a added bonus.
That's good.
Yep. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Wear a good helmet. I had the Fly Formula Smart one. I didn't have it charged up, but I'm going to charge it and see what the impact hit said, because it'll do an offline one. Kind of interested to see what that says, but new helmet's ordered. Put your helmet on the shelf if you hit your head kind of thing. Don't try to wear it again. Even if you don't really get a concussion, any, like, harder hit to your head, it makes it weaker every time. So.
Well, anything else?
Ready for snowshoe. Ready to ride. It's been, I mean, it was a big relief, like, knowing where I could be, kind of thing. Like, I'm not going backwards. I felt like I've been going backwards all year, and I didn't know if it was literally me or my hand. It's definitely the hand. So I'm just gonna keep a positive attitude, keep doing what I'm told to do by Dr. Tanner, and keep moving forward.
Sounds good.
Yep.
What are you in? Do you know what you're in points?
I think I fell back to 5th.
I was say, don't say you're 6th.
No.
Taylor. I mean, we would just be.
Yeah, fell back to 5th. I think I was sitting in 3rd for a little bit, but I didn't race the last GNCC, and then my placement at this one, I'm sure, was not spectacular, considering I did not finish, and we had a pretty large line. So.
Did you get 4 drops or 3?
4.
That's nice.
Yeah. So. Yep. We'll just do better next time.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
I'm just looking at the bars that you should probably eat as well.
I know. I was thinking about that. I'll either eat a protein bar. I have no food. That's why I haven't got myself to the grocery store. It's just like I'm just exhausted. I just want to sleep. I got some yogurt I can eat too. And the rest of the bar she gave me. I can send my nephew to go get me food. We got options. We'll just get there after I take my nap, after we're done with this. So.
Well, I think that concludes our video today. Thank you guys for watching. I know we've been posting a lot on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, but we really do appreciate it. I think we're like I think we're 15 short of 300 subscribers on YouTube, so please subscribe.
Yes.
We really want to hit 300, so thank you guys for watching, and yeah, make sure to follow us. I couldn't believe that we were already at 300.
I know.
I mean, close.